Oh, you got it. You got it, D. Get two. Get two. Yeah. Yes. There we go. Yeah.
Let's go.
We're here. Got the Franklin boys here. First out of Nolan, so guest. Good to have you boys.
Thank you.
So we just got done playing. Little introduction for these two. Drew Whalen, I don't know what district you all are, but he won the MVP of their district last year. WKU commit, dog. Another dog, Alex Eisenbeck, committed to Roane State. About to go do some big things there.
Yes, sir.
So I've been buddies with these guys for a long time, and we've been super excited to get them on. And yeah, you want to take us from there, Q?
So I guess I'll just start it off. One thing I wanted to talk about was both of your recruiting processes, how it went, because I know it's different from everybody. Do you, Alex, first?
All right, my recruiting process was wild. It was a lot of hours. I emailed like tons of coaches all the time. Like didn't really get much like at the get go, and it was really stressful. But finally, my coach reached out to the Roane State coach and had me visit. I felt like really wanted there. I really liked it. Fell in love with the place. Thought it was a great fit. So yeah, I committed right there. It was pretty simple and quick, but
Yeah.
a lot went into it.
Yeah. Love that. Drew?
Like you.
So my recruiting, screw you guys. Honestly, why did you say that? Why did you say that?
All right, so I'll restart. Drew?
Yeah. So my recruiting process, it was kind of very quick and very out of nowhere. I went my entire junior year with pretty much nothing from any school, and then in the fall, I was playing against I think it was Vol State in a just like a scrimmage game, and I threw like an inning or two, and I took some video, and that kind of I posted it on my Twitter, and it kind of got spread around, and like pretty much within a day or two, I had multiple colleges call me, and type of stuff like that, and then I went down to I went up to Western Kentucky, which was like the first school that really engaged with me, and I got offered by them, and they were pretty much. I had a couple of other schools that I was talking to, but in terms of making me feel wanted and really going out there and trying to get me, they were by far the best, and I pretty much just decided that I trusted them, and that's who I wanted to go with.
And especially like you said, the whole summer, because you had a good summer too.
Yeah.
We hung out quite a bit, and I would ask like, how is like nobody talking to you yet? Like I was like amazed by it. I think everyone was like, I mean, you were performing and just like nothing was like showing for it besides like your play, your stats and stuff. But I think that's important to why you chose WKU, just because after all that time of like feeling like, oh, nobody wants me, like they wanted you and you're like, I want someone that wants me.
Yeah.
So I know WKU was a great fit for you.
Yeah. I love it down there.
So you want to talk about your summers and then we can get into this season so far?
Talking about summer, yeah.
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 This summer, I actually started off really good. I was hitting pretty well. Like there were some colleges that came to the stuff, but again, like I wasn't getting anything. It was really hard to process. Like I was like, when is someone gonna notice me? But like I just, like after summer ended, like I didn't really get anything. And in the middle of it, I actually got hurt. I hurt my knee, and I was out for like a couple weeks. But then I got to come back. I was still playing hurt, but I finished out the year strong. I think I finished hitting like 360, but yeah, still nothing. And it was like I committed this fall. So
Yeah. And did you even play fall?
no
Yeah.
fall ball, no coaches to see me or anything. So
Yeah.
I was majorly stressing to
Yeah.
commit somewhere, but
Yeah.
Yeah, my summer started off pretty. I didn't play all that well, and then about a tournament or two in, I made a minor swing change, and that's when my summer kind of got really moving, and I
Yeah.
started playing really well.
Yeah.
So I went the entire summer with nothing at all. So and fall ball's really when stuff picked up for me, but I think I hit very well, pitched very well. And it was a rough time because in the middle of that, I hit 90 for the first time from the mound, and I had a coach there to watch me on that day, and the only thing he told me was that my off speed was too slow to pitch in D1. So that was a really stressful moment.
It's a
And
gut punch.
yeah, deciding if I wanted to continue pitching, or if I wanted to focus on hitting, or if I wanted to continue doing both, because when a D1 coach tells you that you're not. Like, you
Yeah.
don't throw hard enough for that. I mean, that's pretty hard to take in.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was rough.
Off of that, like, have you like made adjustments to throw that pitch harder? And what pitch is it?
It was my curveball.
Okay.
You said my curveball, because it was low 70s, was not fast enough with a hard fastball to build off of, and so I was told that I really needed to get that up about probably to 80, which I did. I just grip the ball looser than I usually do, and not tight, and I don't snap my wrist off as much.
Yeah.
So I got that up to like 80, and that's also when things started going much better, is whenever you get your off speed higher.
Absolutely. And I guess I should have said this, but Drew's a two-way, plays third, pitches, and Alex plays center field. So there's some dogs there.
I just wanted to point something out. Like, of the recruiting process, for me, it was kind of the same thing. Like, wasn't very much attention from coaches. It was more like I had to go out and do stuff on my own. Like, even my travel ball coaches, I mean, they helped a little bit, but at the same time, like, where I really started seeing results and coaches, like, calling me was I had to, like, get out there, send a lot of emails. I sent a ton of emails. Went to a lot of camps. I hated camps, but I went to them. That's really how I got noticed, and that's what I'm seeing, like, is the recurrent theme is everybody's just got to go and get it. If you want to do it, you got to go and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember where we were driving Q. I think it was me and you. We were coming like back into Nolensville from like Smyrna area, and I remember just like asking you like how like your recruiting was going. I think this was before you committed, and you like just told me you're like Alabama State is like interested in me. I had to like reach out to them, and like that was back like when I don't think you were like very sure of like what was happening. Like you were still going through the part where they're saying like that stressful part.
Yeah.
Thinking back to that, that's kind of crazy to think like, because you were just so like committed, and I mean you still are, you always have been, but in that moment, it just brings back like what they're saying, just all that stress and stuff, and like I could hear that in your voice back then. I can like think about that, so
Yeah. It's so stressful.
yeah.
I think a big thing that people talk about, but I mean people don't talk about in the recruiting process for most guys, is like it happens very fast.
Yeah.
You don't really know when it's going to happen or if it's going to happen, and then when it does, you're very overwhelmed when things start coming at you from all angles, because you didn't know, like a week ago you had nothing,
Yeah.
and then within a week you have multiple different teams.
Yeah, yours was insane.
Dude,
Yours was so fast.
that was the most stressful 2 weeks of my life.
Yeah. Wait, so from, can I say the name of the first school?
Sure.
St. Louis, right?
Yeah, St. Louis. Slow.
Okay, so St. Louis hit you up, and 2 weeks later you were committed to WKU.
So actually, I forgot about St. Louis. We need to cut that part. I can't say that. I can't say that.
You can.
So I actually, St. Louis didn't come to my mind because that happened a month before I got my stuff. Like that, they called me and I thought that we were on the right. I thought we were going to the same place, and then kind of not out of nowhere, but abruptly it kind of just ended.
Yeah.
And then I don't really know what happened. And so then a month later when I put out that other video, they came back, and that was a weird experience with them.
Yeah.
They do that way too often. Like you're talking to them, and then all of a sudden it just stops. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't happen anymore. It's like it's so stressful. I know. Like I was talking, and it was on a couple episodes ago. We were talking about how like there's 2 different levels of recruiting. There's one level where they're actually like pursuing you and trying to get you to come to their team. And there's another level where I feel like they're just trying to talk to me and just like take up time, honestly, just to have me as like a backup if some of their other guys don't work out.
A bookmark.
So, yeah, exactly.
That hits pretty close to home because, like, I mean, like when I went on my visit, like I immediately felt like that's the most wanted I've felt by like any of the colleges like I even had any contact with. Like the ones that, like, I mean, I'd get emails to like go to their camps and stuff, but like, I mean, obviously like they don't care about me, like they don't know anything about me. Like that's the most contact I had with anybody.
Yeah, me and Alex, we saw a pretty cheap camp this summer.
Matlow State.
Yeah.
That was actually so much fun.
Yeah, it was a great time. But basically, we jumped on it. It was cheap. We're like, all right, let's go. So we hopped in the car. We went down to the camp, and I think we both did pretty decent.
Yeah, we showed out. We were probably the best ones there. Like
yeah, except for this one dude from Alabama. Yeah. He was raking. But yeah. So we talked to the coach, and he's like, he pulled us both aside, right, together. So we were together, and he's like, hey, like, where y'all from? Like, just kind of talk to us a little bit. I think he like might have asked for like our Twitter or number or something. And
Gilmer.
Yeah. We're name dropping now, but yeah. So he talked to me and Alex, and like Alex said, like he got that contact, but still like nothing happened even after. I don't know if he can watch you play or what, but I know he's definitely looking at your Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just that thing, like just a bookmark, really though. That's all it is, but.
That was that was so much fun. We drove down like 2 hours to Matlow State.
Good times.
Gave it a little tour.
Anybody has the opportunity to do that, go to a small school. It was like $40.
The only
3
reason
hours.
The only reason we went was because I mean I've always been looking to go to a Tennessee JUCO and transfer out to somewhere, but that's why we went, and 10 kids showed up. And
Yeah, it was great though. It was so fun.
I was supposed to go to that with you.
Yeah, I can't remember what you had.
I had something that day, but I was planning on going with you.
Oh, you were playing with Knights in like Indiana or something.
Yeah.
Probably good that you set that up.
Actually, probably not. That's when I got told my curveball wasn't fast enough. That tournament.
Gosh, man.
Should be on the Matlow.
Matlow, baby. So like, Alex, I know you said something about your coach reaching out to Roane.
Mm-hmm.
Drew, I know you played with Knights. Y'all played some good competition. Kind of talk to like who got you connected, who got your video out there, and who got you connected to Roane.
Well, Whitby, like I didn't really know it, but he was like always in communication with him. Like he'd sent like all kinds of video, like all kinds of stuff. Because when I was on campus, like he mentioned all kinds of stuff that Whitby sent him, and he was like really helpful. He's known I've been like a hard worker and really been bought into the program, and knows like how much I wanted to play college baseball, and that was a big goal of mine. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna say he like I put in the work, but like he made it happen for me. Like he created an opportunity that like they jumped on and gave me the offer. So
yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, for me, I had a friend who knew a lot of college guys. He had been through that. He pretty much, I don't know how he's connected with a lot of them, but he has, and he's been friends with a lot of people. And so he saw my pitching video that I put out, and he was like, that's exactly what they're looking for. And I was like, okay then. And so he sent it to a couple people, and then that's pretty much, like, he sent that out, and then the day after, I got 3 phone calls from 3 different schools. So,
Ridiculous, bro.
yeah, that's how quick that happened. It was weird.
Yeah, because I saw you on like a Wednesday or something, and then I saw you on a Friday. Like it was like a day in between, and all of a sudden you had like 6 different huge schools contacting you. I was
Dude,
like,
I was sitting in
it
study
was
hall.
only a matter of time.
I was sitting in study hall in the library, and I look at my phone, and there's a phone call from Kansas, and I was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "I'm not answering that. It's a random number." And then I listened to the voicemail. I was like, "Hey, this is the Kansas State baseball coach." I was like, "What? What?"
It's absolutely out of nowhere. Power 5 calling you.
Yeah, I was baffled. I had no idea what was going on.
That's insane, man. Q, what you got?
So you said you wanted to transition into like this year high school. Talk to us about how the first few weeks went of the last high school season.
Gosh, it's depressing.
Last year's high school season?
No,
the
last
last high
one.
school season.
Like this.
Oh yeah.
We are seniors.
Yeah. It hasn't really hit me yet. Like I mean,
Dude, I actually
Like,
not
there
felt it
were-
at all either.
yeah, like there were some like workouts. Like I remember our last
Our last
workout, like our last morning workout. That was it really hit me. I was like, man, this is like I remember when I was a sophomore and like at the last game of the season, like one of the seniors came up to me and was like, man, like it's gonna go fast.
Schwartzy.
Yeah, it was Schwartzy, and I was shout out Mason Schwartz, King University. But yeah, he was like, it's gonna go fast, and like I was like, man, I'm a sophomore.
2
like,
years
it's-
left. The
like,
2 years
I've
left
got,
is a trick.
I've got 2 years left, man. It'll be fine. But that like don't believe that. Like it has gone by so quick, and like I can't believe like we're already like almost halfway through like our last high school baseball season, and the season means a lot because like we
play 30 games in the regular season. We've played 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's gone by. It's been like 2 weeks. 3
Oh
weeks.
my gosh.
Yeah, I've been playing with Drew since like 6th, 7th grade, and I mean there's like our core like senior group, like we've been together since middle school. So
Yeah.
I mean it's really gonna be tough. Like when that last game comes, like it's gonna be really hard to
Yeah.
say goodbye to everybody.
But how's the season been going as far as just like how y'all been doing? What have you been learning? I know y'all went down to Florida. How was that?
That was a great time. Great time.
Well, how'd you do?
What? I struggled in Florida, I will say, but like with the boys, like we all got a little bit closer, like had a great time. We went 3-1, played some good baseball teams. The one loss we had was when Drew was pitching to.
It was a rough game. I'll just leave it there.
It was a rough game, but yeah, Florida was a great time. Bonding with the boys.
Yeah, for this first half of the season, it's been good for me offensively, and then pitching wise, it's been a little touch and go. My first start of the season.
That's good stuff.
Okay. My first start of the season was rough. Pitched. It was in Gulf Shores. It was a kind of a rough game all around. We ended up losing that game, which was a little annoying. Because I don't think we should have lost that game, but we did. And then, but after that, it's actually been pretty good. This team's been doing pretty good. Individually, we've been doing pretty good. Alex, have you?
Well, we went on an 8-game win streak. I mean, that came to an end yesterday.
Very abruptly.
Yeah, today was pretty rough too. We don't have to talk about it, but
Did you guys play your first district series?
Yeah.
this week?
yes, it was against Hillsborough. So,
Okay. Did you guys? Are you guys play 2 or 3 games?
We play 2 against Hillsborough and Overton, and then we play 3 against Centennial and Brentwood, but only the first 2 games in those series count.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
that's
know,
the weirdest
we're-
thing.
Hillsborough
I
and
don't really-
Overton did want to play us 3 times.
Yeah, that's just weird.
But yeah, last year we had a 3-game set with everybody, and it was I loved it. Like I loved like it felt kind of like almost like a college vibe. Like win the series, like win the weekend series.
For sure.
But now we have 2 games set with Overton and Hillsborough. But even though like the 3rd game won't count against Centennial and Brentwood, like we'll still play
That game
like
matters.
It was
yeah,
so
but
hot, yeah.
Are you guys like the favorites in that district? Like I know Centennial's really good. I don't know like much about any of the other teams
It's probably
in
us
that
and
district. Are you
Centennial.
guys like are y'all like trying to compete for a state title? Is it like very viable?
I mean, that's all. That's the goal from the
Right.
get go. But
Yeah. I'd say in our district, it's definitely. I think us and Centennial are probably the top two in our district, and Brentwood's not far off.
Yeah, they
They're
made it
always
close again.
scrappy every year.
they made it close against Centennial.
But Centennial has two guys that are very good pitchers,
Mhm.
and we have me and Trevor Ferris, uncommitted 24, good guy.
He's a 24.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a junior.
he's
Is that the first baseman?
Yeah.
6'5". 6'5". Yeah, he's a big man, and he's a junior.
Swings a lot too.
Yeah, our 4-hole, and he's upper 80s, and he's 6'5" and throws from here, so it's just straight down. It's insanely difficult to hit, and then but it's pretty much us, and it's me and him going up against a Trevecca and a Georgia Southern commit. As long as is Eli?
He's
Eli's-
hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Eli's
yeah.
hurt right
Well,
now.
I think he's actually like cleared to play against.
Is
us,
he?
so.
Yeah,
I
he'll
think he'll
probably.
probably pitch either day 1 or day 2. But
Yeah, so that's gonna be those 2 games that count, even though day 3 obviously matters. But I guess those 2 games are the ones that count. That's
Wait, is
gonna
it in
be-
a row? All 3 in a row?
It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday's off, Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So those 2 games are probably, as long as we don't get destroyed by Brentwood or Overton in the because we swept Hillsborough.
Yeah.
As long as we don't get beat by those 2 later in the year, that's probably this series on Monday and Tuesday is probably going to be the biggest
Yeah,
games of
definitely.
the year. Which
Definitely. I like to come to I think we had Tuesday off. I want to come to that game. Where is it at?
that's Centennial,
That's
6:30.
be there.
All right, man. What was I gonna say? Kind of shifting gears a little bit. Q, talk to us about going to the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, you
You
won.
got
Oh,
the shirt
I see
on.
the shirt.
Let's
on. I was-
go.
I got it
I was
on.
gonna ask about it.
No, it was super cool. Like that's what got me into baseball too. I remember watching it in 2017. The energy there is just crazy. It's cool to see like I went to the Venezuela U.S. game and then the Mexico and Puerto Rico game. It's so cool to see the fans get into it, and like it just makes me want to play baseball even more. Like the fire that they have is different. I know I came back from the WBC like doing all kind of stuff, like extra stuff. But
Q be hitting that Rosarina.
yeah, but I mean that just makes me love the game even more, and I think it's super good for the game. I love it. I want to go every time it happens. I'm trying to go with Deacon next time,
Let's go.
but yeah,
Nicaragua.
Yes,
Is
sir.
Nicaragua gonna be in it?
Nicaragua. Yeah, I think
they
should
suck.
Hey,
I mean, I wasn't
Hey.
gonna say that.
we
But
played everybody tough. First time ever in it. Come on.
You had like one MLB guy, and he didn't even do
In the
good.
hardest pool.
Does the pod know the
Yeah, but
context of why we're
still,
talking about
No, I don't think they
didn't
know.
one of the pitchers get signed or something? Or was
Yeah,
that-
he did.
Oh,
Hey, he had like the game of his life and got signed right
Yeah,
after.
props to him.
Anyway, I've talked about it in, I think, the intro. I got called on my mission to Nicaragua, so I'll be leaving in June. So I'm super excited for that. But yeah, they were in the WBC. Didn't win a game, but they played some good teams. Hey,
The only team that didn't
they
win
had
the game.
fun out there. Come on. No, but something I kind of wanted to segue into too is like, I heard this Japanese trainer talking about like the difference between Japanese baseball and Western baseball, and he said that in Japan it's like everything they do is for the team, and he says that from watching from outside perspective, everything is like a personal victory. You're just like fighting and playing for yourself and not for the team. So I kind of want to talk to that because knowing y'all, talking to y'all about just what you do in the off season and stuff, I really wanted to like model our culture after y'all's because I know you have such a well-knit group and are all super good friends, and honestly you've kind of brought me into that a little bit, and I've just like loved being a part of it. So talk to us a little bit about just how that is, just all being like super close friends over there at Franklin.
Yeah, pretty much since 8th grade and in middle school, pretty much the entire baseball team, like at least our class, has been like one group of friends. We've always been friends. Me and Alex have been friends since seventh grade. Seventh grade JV baseball team. So
Yes, sir.
That's where we became boys.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
And then our freshman year, and then I played Little League ball with Carson Cochran, our catcher too.
Mhm.
So he's been one of my best buds since as long as I can remember. And a lot of the guys that are on our team this year played GAA, which is Grassland Little League. And so we all played against each other and with each other, and it's kind of just been those guys have stayed playing baseball for a long time. And so I think we're extremely lucky over there because it's been like that for as long as I can remember.
That is true because, like, the way I see it, being an outsider, Franklin, like, everybody's been there for a long time. It's, like, been a city, like, you guys are the oldest school in Wilco, aren't you?
The flagship, or what's it called?
No, you're alone.
It's like the first. Yeah, what's it called?
What do you mean?
The maiden voyage.
No,
I don't know.
Never mind.
What are you going
Anyway,
for?
but yeah, Franklin's like been established for a long time, and Nolensville's like up and coming. And I think like we talked about it, we've struggled to gel together. But just hearing you say like y'all played together, grew up together, that really just brings out the perspective of like a whole community that's like been together. I know probably some of your parents may have went to school together or something like that. Players on your team, so that's sweet to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, us being boys though, we always push each other to work harder in the like we had morning workouts like 5 days a week or 3 days a week, but we would always push each other like.
Stop, bro. I'm sitting here trying to do something, and I hear.
I was having a moment, man. Anyway, we always.
Yeah, you never went.
Connor did not.
No way,
Dude. This man
Connor's
always
scared.
had an excuse.
It's because they were technically voluntary.
Optional. They're optional.
But playing time's also optional. Is what I heard.
How many of these?
Good point.
I don't know. Not too many.
Anyway, we would all push each other and get better together.
Yeah.
Alright, fucking.
One thing I noticed too is that, like us, Nolensville, the transfer portal has been like so kind to us. I think about our team, like all of us have moved from out of town or from like across town, and like none of us really went to like grew up through Mill Creek or like the same middle school like you guys said you did. We have a lot of guys, like he's from Utah. Chase moved in. Ethan, Eric both moved in after middle school. So we get like all of our players are basically from the transfer
I
portal.
think everybody except
like,
for you.
Yeah.
And maybe
I'm
Keegan.
really-
You, Keegan.
I don't even know about Keegan.
Logan.
Yeah, and Logan.
Behind the camera. That's
But,
crazy though.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't think
it's really
about
like a
that.
fraction of our team though. That's probably an advantage that you guys have is that you've known each other for so long. Yeah, we've struggled with like culture. Last week we had a really bad loss, but this week we came back pretty well.
Yeah, we know.
Well, there.
We noticed.
Y'all's feeling it today.
A little bit. No, that is really so true though, and I mean, I think it's important to have both though, because I feel like we at Nolensville bring a whole lot of everything, and it kind of has turned into like our own new like flavor sort of thing. And I don't know, like I feel like we have a lot of fun together. It just like sometimes we get in lulls, but that's just baseball and that's just life in general. But how is your guys? I guess your friendship as a team, like how has that paid off this year?
It's I think we haven't really I don't know what's the word unlocked the full potential of our team in terms of cohesiveness inside the dugout and the locker room. But I know for a fact in the off season, winter workouts, morning workouts, there it was everywhere. That was when we really tapped into that. Like nobody missed. Nobody missed workouts, and if they did, they were held accountable. And everybody on our team knows that whenever someone is getting held accountable, it's not personal.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like we're beating down on one guy
So
just
true.
because just because he missed, except for Floyd. We beat down on them. We beat down on them because we know what they can be, and we've seen them be that throughout the years.
Yeah.
And so we know that when someone misses something or does something, they need to be held accountable because you can't have a team. You can't. Everyone's a link in the chain.
Yeah.
Shout out WKU head coach Varden. That's where I got that from. Pretty good.
Nice.
Everyone's a link in the chain. So whenever a link is lax, something happens, it breaks apart. So everyone needed to be molded, and I feel like in the off season, especially in the harder workouts, that was a big deal.
Yeah, that's huge.
Everybody knowing each other and being able to hold everybody accountable.
Definitely a good way to look at it.
Yeah, one thing our coach preaches is like playing your best baseball in May. Like all these games don't necessarily, I mean they count and they matter, but playoffs is when it really matters. Like you can get hot, any team can get hot at the right time. So he tailors our schedule so that we can be hot in May. We can be playing our best baseball in May. So all these culture problems that we're having, I mean, as long as we clean it up by May, I think we're good. And if we're getting to play our best baseball then, I think that's something really good that he says. And that's most important. I'm gonna call out my team, the Dodgers. We've had the best team in the regular season for the past 10 years.
Go!
And then we can't get past the postseason hump because of 3 or 4 games. So it's really about what team gets hot. The Phillies got hot this year. Whoever's playing your best baseball when it gets to the end is who wins it.
One thing our coach always says is that he always preaches about this one team that he had that was, I think they went 20-9. They had were ridiculously good, but they were out of the district tournament in 2 games, season over. So he always
last year.
He always preaches that what?
That was us last year.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have a good record, but we were a good team.
But yeah, he's always I'd rather flip it, be 9-20 and make a run.
Right.
So all about making it count at the end of the year.
I gotta say it, process over results. I gotta say it once every episode.
Yeah.
It's all about the process, not the record. It's what happens when you get there, whenever it counts.
I tell you that after a bad at bat, and I think it pisses them off in the moment.
It does. It does. After a half inning, though, I'm good. I'm ready to converse again. But that half inning, I'm like, Deacon, shut up, bro. Get over it.
I think it's the funniest thing I've ever saw.
But yeah.
Q, talk about your season. Walk us through your hot streak.
For the cycle.
So
Cycle.
Throwing a bat.
started off.
That was tough.
I started off the season pretty well, and then where I really started to see results was this past week. I made an adjustment in my swing. Have you guys seen Trey Turner lately? How he's been on fire. He's just done his 2-strike approach where he doesn't take up his leg, so it simplifies everything. And I tried that. This is something I should have done sophomore year because I hit way better with 2 strikes sophomore year than with no strikes. So I just simplified that. I was spread out, no leg kick. Just keep it simple, stay on top of the ball. And it's worked out for me this week. It's really helped me see the ball well. And I mean, I've known this ever since sophomore year, like I said, but I don't really want to do it just because everybody else takes their leg up. But once I ignore that, and really when I saw Trey Turner doing it, I was that's when I'm gonna start doing it, and it just helps me see the ball way better.
That's huge, man. It's been fun to watch you play, Q. I've always liked watching you play, but I don't know. I think it's just the last ride. We got Learn to Turn going. We got our relationship. I feel like it's been pretty strong for the past year or so, and it's been fun to watch you ball out. And those adjustments, man. Q's always got some new thing he sees. He's not one of those guys where if something's not working, he switches it, but Q's always trying to learn it. It's super fun to watch, but yeah, man.
Talk to us about your walk-off.
Yeah, talk to us about that.
That was probably
walk
the
off
toughest video
bomb.
I've
Let
ever
us know.
seen.
Well, I was
Logan, put the clip in, please.
So before that inning, I think we just got out of a jam, and I was in the field. I was thinking about man, what if I hit a home run here and walk it off? So I go into the dugout. And Dylan Ruck comes up to me. I'm like, Dylan, I'm hitting a home run here, and I think it was Wes got on base before me. Somebody
Wes.
Was it Wes? Yeah, Wes got on base before me, And, I mean, I'd seen the pitcher before. I was ready, first pitch fastball, high pitch. I got on, I didn't miss it. And then I had to show some of that WBC stuff I've been seeing for the past couple of days. I didn't even realize I threw the bat, but I guess I did.
Oh, you
Almost
did.
hit somebody, but no, it was really fun. It was a good experience. Wimmer also had a walk-off, too.
I did.
We're a team
Not a
full of
bomb, no.
walk-offs.
Which is a bomb. But yeah, good times. Walk-offs are fun, man. There's something about, I don't even know what this would be called, but Pete Carroll in his book Win Forever talks about a mentality of just like you're going to win, and like trying to establish that through culture, through just your preparation, through your mindset, through just that like dog and like confidence in yourself. And so Q talked about us having a really bad game last week. It was pretty atrocious. And then we started off the week good, and through like the Columbia series, I just like knew we were gonna win. Like, I know that kind of sounds stupid, but I just never had like doubts. And I would like tell Quentin this, and he probably just thought I was an idiot. But like, so Monday we beat him pretty good. Tuesday, this is where I'm kind of getting to my point, but like I just got up to bat in like the bottom of the 10th, and I just like knew what was just gonna happen. Like I had that like mentality that Pete Carroll talked about, and I just got it done. And like that's cool. I didn't know you told Dylan you're good to go yard because like you just knew it. Like, do either of y'all have like experience with just like knowing you're gonna win, knowing you're gonna get the job done?
Siegel this year.
Siegel. We played Siegel. They got did they get up on us pretty good?
It was 2-0.
2-0?
Yeah. But we were down to our last out, and we had a runner on second. Our leadoff dude clutched up.
Hit a bomb?
Or no, we were down. It was 2-1.
Okay.
And he tied it up with 2, and then I was up to bat next. Probably one of the best at bats of my life. Hit a double off the wall.
Yes.
Go up by 1.
And then
Drew got the RBI next at bat. We were up 4-2. Like we were literally down to our.
Flipped it.
It was like I think our leadoff dude had a full count, and we were literally down to our last strike, down 1.
And then we got down to your last.
Within a minute we were up 4-2.
Yeah.
Jeez. That was a home game.
No, it was at Siegel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I think you swung pretty early in the count, and then my single was on the first pitch.
Yeah.
So it was very quick turnaround in that game.
That's fun, man.
For me, it was Ravenwood when we played Ravenwood.
Y'all played them this year?
Yeah, we've already played. Was that this week or last week?
It was last week.
Last week we played them last week, and that game went back and forth for a long time. But I remember sitting at third base. I think it was in like either the bottom of the 7th. When they had the bases loaded down by 1. Wait, no, tied. With that bases loaded tied. And I remember sitting at third. I just looked at the bases. I was like, they're not going to score.
Yeah.
There's no way we're losing this game. And then Caleb Anderson struck the dude out, and then we went and won it in the next inning.
Dang.
And I was like, but like that whole inning, and I scored in the 8th inning, and I hit. I was going up to the plate. I was like, I have to get on here. There's no other option.
Yeah.
I have to get on here. We have to win this game. There's no reason we shouldn't. We're not going to lose.
So true. And then in the Wednesday game, we got back into extras. Was it top of 9 or top of 10? It was 1-1 the whole game. Ethan McElvain goes yard, go ahead bomb, 2-1. And anyway, we go back out, bottom of the 10th inning. Bunch of stuff happens. Bases loaded, no outs. We're up by 1, and we're the away team. And I still it's insane, but we should have lost that game. All they had to do is put a ball in play. And Keegan, I don't know how it happened, struck out 3, got a ground ball or something. Struck out 2, got a ground ball. But we ended up winning that game. And I'd like to maybe research that feeling or how you can cultivate that, but I don't know. That's something that I've just been thinking about a lot. It's just knowing you're gonna win, and maybe that's just culture, but I'm not sure. But that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
When
You get
you're
that
in a
from your
worse
preparation.
situation. Yeah, I guess so, probably. But yeah, man.
Yeah, when you're sitting there and it's a weird feeling because everything about the game is telling you that you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, you're just
Yeah.
we're fine.
Why
No
not?
problem.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
one thing I wanted to talk about too is like, in this high school season, have you guys made any adjustments yet? Like, I don't think you guys said you like struggled super bad to where you made an adjustment, but like, have you made any like minor tweaks? And it's something like, say, just your approach or just mentally, like you said, you worked on your curveball. I know that wasn't like this year, but have you guys done anything like in season to, like, I guess I say improve your game?
I mean, I know for a fact I made a big adjustment. I was like literally 0 for like in all our spring scrimmages, like could not like buy a hit. And Drew was literally like, dude, your bat is whack. And I was like wherever I was holding my hands or whatever. And I made an adjustment, and finally, like by like the end of our Florida trip, I got back on track, and I've been kind of hot since. But yeah, that's one big adjustment I made. My hands were like, my bat was like, it was like at this angle, and it was I didn't even feel it. Like I got like into a bad habit from like I don't even know what, but he pointed that out, made an adjustment, and I've been hitting pretty well since. Shout out Drew.
That's what teammates are for.
Yeah. I think mentally my approach has stayed the same the whole year. It's worked pretty well for me. Physically in my swing, actually today's game against y'all was I made an adjustment after yesterday's game, where I was getting hits, but it's like I just felt uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. I was getting hits, but none of them were good. They were all pretty weak. And so today I made a small adjustment just with my load and a little bit with my hand placement, not that much. And that worked pretty well. So
I'd say so.
A home run first at bat.
For real.
So that was
2 for 3.
yeah. So that was pretty much my first major adjustment I've made this year. Did you made any?
You kind of had to with your wrist.
Yeah, I didn't really want to talk about it because I don't want to whine about it. But third scrimmage, I get hit in the wrist. It's swollen up. I can't even like stretch my fingers apart. I'm like, okay, I'll be back 2 days or something. It just felt like a bad jam, and it's never really gone away. I don't know what's happening. I've gotten a bunch of X-rays. They think it's just like a bone bruise. So it's like super discouraging because this off season, I might have talked about this. My two like biggest things I wanted to work on were strengthening my top hand and like gaining confidence, and literally get hit in the top hand, so it's weak now. I can't really like hold it. I couldn't swing it back for like two weeks. So that was just super discouraging, and then like getting back, still only like 60%, and having just like no confidence because I mean I'm hurt. Like Alex, you probably know a little something about that, saying you played through your knee. Like, that's not a very good feeling. So, I don't know. I've just kind of just tried to, like, make mental tweaks. And really just the law of attraction. Me and Quinn have talked about it. That's what I've been focusing on is, like, the skier. Don't think about hitting the tree because you're going to hit the tree. So, I'm just trying not to think about popping up and just trying to think about hitting the ball on the ground. And, I mean, I can't say it's always going to work, but sometimes it'll get the job done, but that's just baseball. And a lot just timing. We've talked about, I don't want to make, this whole season, I don't want to make any physical adjustments. Like, I put in so much work into my swing in the off season, in the summer. Yeah, like, I know I can trust it, and everything's just going to come down to timing and approach. And so those are the tweaks that I've been making, but yeah. Sorry, I kind of went on a rant there.
You good, man. Love to hear it.
Got
Any
anything else?
adjustments in your swing?
Just like just my load, and like I'm
tripping.
I haven't made any mechanical adjustments. I don't really like making mechanical adjustments, but like just like visualizing before like on deck. I feel like my on deck routine has been so much better this year. Like I calm myself down. I'm visualizing what I want to do at the plate, and it helps. Like I've changed my approach this year. I used to just go up and start like swinging, like not even think about anything, but now it's like catered towards the pitcher and my approach. So I think that helps a lot. And Deacon knows this. I'm a big fan of MLB Central, the show with D-Row. And yeah, he talks about how big league hitters, they make adjustments all the time too. Mike Trout, he said opening day yesterday, he made an adjustment with, I think it was his hand placement. because he's been struggling like catching up to fastballs in the WBC. So like, I mean, I think that's just super good. Like if Mike Trout makes adjustments, why shouldn't I make any adjustments? Whether that be approach or mechanical, just what feels best for me. So yeah, that's what I've done.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. You got anything else?
No, I don't. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been a
Long time
pleasure.
coming. Appreciate
Yes, sir.
having you guys on. Good stuff.
Appreciate it.
Love hearing
Meet you.
about it.
Nice to meet you.
Look forward to playing y'all next
Drew?
time.
Yeah.
Until next
Nice
time.
to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet
Okay.
you.
See ya.
All right, learn a turn. Do we need to talk about anything else?
Oh no, this is season 2,
Yeah.
episode 1.
Season 2, filmed the episode, lost the SD card, but yeah, we're back. So
Shout
thank you guys
out
for
Connor
watching.
Floyd,
Sitting there
Connor?
very quietly.
dog of the day.
Appreciate it, man. All right, see you guys.